Hola, this is Denise from LearnSoapMaking.com. In this tutorial, you will learn how to make realistic taco soap. I can't tell you how many times I went to take a bite out of this taco soap. My brain kept registering that this was food. My mouth started to water, my stomach started to grumble, and the next thing you know, I was eating soap. Oh, I'm just kidding, but this soap is so realistic you will definitely want to label it as non-edible. Okay, soaping amigos, let's get started. The first step is to assemble your supplies. You're going to need clear soap base, white soap base, soap fragrance, which is optional, soap colors. We use chocolate brown, tomato red, neon yellow, orange oxide, neon lime green, and neon green. A vegetable and cheese grater, rubbing alcohol in a mister bottle, a microwave, a knife for cutting the soap, cutting board, glass measuring cups, spoons for stirring, plastic containers for pouring each soap color, and a pipette for dispensing the fragrance. The soap colors, fragrance, and soap base were all purchased at GoPlanetEarth.com. In step 1, to begin, we're going to cube the clear and white soap base. We're making several different colored bases using both the clear and the white soap base. The colored scented soap will need to set up firm before moving on with the taco soap. I like to pour all my soap the day before so that it's ready for grating and assembling the next day. It will take 1 to 2 hours for the soap to set up, so you will want to plan accordingly. For the tomatoes, place a few ounces of clear soap in a glass measuring cup. Melt in the microwave in short bursts of heat. I use a level 5 setting for melting my soap. Once melted, add a very small amount of tomato red liquid gel color from Go Planet Earth. Add a few drops of fragrance using the pipette. Pour the red colored soap into a mold or plastic container so that it sets up until firm. Next, we'll be making the lettuce. There are 2 colors for the lettuce. First, you're going to place a few ounces of clear soap and a very small amount of white soap in a glass measuring cup. Melt this in the microwave, being careful to not overheat as this is a very small amount of soap. Add a tad of neon lime green and a tad of neon green to the melted soap base. Scent this with a few drops of fragrance. For the second color, the lettuce was made using 2 different shades of green. So for the second color, prepare the same as we did before, but add slightly more color. You want this to be a shade darker than that first batch. Okay, moving on to the cheese. Place a small amount of clear soap and a tiny amount of white soap into the glass measuring cup. Melt this on medium heat in the microwave, then add a touch of yellow neon color and a tiny tad of orange oxide color. This will give you a nice cheddar cheese look. For more exact amounts of how much soap, color, fragrance to use for this project, you will want to visit GoPlanetEarth.com. There you can purchase our online tutorial. It's a printed tutorial that gives you all of the details. Okay, on to the final taco ingredient, the meat. To make it look more realistic, we're going to use 2 different varying shades of brown colored soap. We're first going to melt some clear soap and add a few drops of chocolate brown color and then scent it with fragrance oil. For the second color, we're going to melt clear soap, but we're going to add a little bit of white soap base. Again, add some brown color, be careful you don't add too much color, and then scent it with a few drops of fragrance oil. Now what about that taco shell? Well, we're going to use cellulose sponge sheets, and we're going to cut out our taco shells in 5 3/4 inch diameters. These cellulose sponge sheets are available at GoPlanetEarth.com. Now it's time to grate, shred, and dice the colored soap. Remove the red colored soap from the poured container and dice just as you would tomatoes for a real taco. Next, we'll shred the cheese. Using a cheese grater, shred the yellow soap and then set it aside. Do the same for the next 2 different colored green soaps that will eventually be your soap lettuce. The taco meat will require a fine grate. The grater that I used had several different grating options. I used the finest grate for the meat. Grate both brown colors and then mix them together. Okay amigos, let's assemble those tacos. The most time-consuming part of this project is already done. All we have to do now is assemble the taco. To form the taco shell, I placed it inside a plastic container and used soap blocks to wedge that taco in place. It was a cheap and easy fix for forming the taco into that desired shape. Before assembling the tacos, you will need to have clear soap base melted, cooled, and ready to go. You can scent the soap if you desired. This clear soap will be used to secure each taco layer to the next one. Also, have your rubbing alcohol on hand in a small mister bottle. You will want to spray each soap layer to help the next poured layer to adhere. Our first taco layer is the meat. Sprinkle some brown colored soap into the folded taco shell. Then spritz it with rubbing alcohol liberally and drizzle a layer of the clear soap on top of that brown colored soap. Next, add some shredded cheese and sprinkle some tomatoes. Again, pour a layer of melted soap over the soap. Repeat with another layer of lettuce and tomatoes, and then again drizzle that clear soap on top to keep the soap in place. Repeat this process until you feel you have a nice looking taco. I cut white soap to look like diced onions and then sprinkled those on top along with a final layer of clear soap. Let the soap set up until firm and then wrap or package for gift giving. When the soap is used in the shower or tub, you will not only have a wonderful scented soap, but it will also include a sponge that expands when placed under water. A soap and sponge all in one. I sure hope this tutorial has inspired you. Be sure to check out our many other tutorials at LearnSoapMaking.com. And don't forget, supplies for this project can be purchased at GoPlanetEarth.com.